नमस्कार सारनी बच्चों। आज हम लोग डिस्कशन करेंगे, बातें करेंगे, खूब बातें करेंगे। और किसके बारे में बातें करेंगे? किसके बारे में बातें करेंगे? अनम्यूट, we're all talking. Rama's kingdom. We'll talk about Rama's kingdom. So we just celebrated Diwali, है ना? We all celebrated Diwali, correct? तो दिवाली में मेजरली हमने क्या देखा था कि राम घर वापस आए थे, हमने दिवाली दिए जलाए थे, करेक्ट? Did you guys do that? Did you light lamps?
Yes. Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
To put your hand on top of.
Okay. है ना, जो Rama's kingdom है, सबसे पहले आपको पूछना है आपसे, do you think Ram really existed? Is it a fiction or a fact? Who knows? Is it a fiction or a fact?
I know.
Bolo.
I know. I know.
It's not. It's not fiction.
Yes.
Kunal, is it a fact or a fiction?
It's a fiction.
He's fiction?
Yeah.
Okay, Ruthvi, is it fiction?
Can we drill? It's not really.
So do you think Ram is real or fake?
Real.
So that means it's not fiction, it's real.
Raja,
Fact. It's fact.
You all are absolutely correct in your own ways. When we don't know much about it and we know about it, we can always be confused whether it's fact or fiction. When I was your age, I was also confused. Diwali pataki, but is he fact or a fiction? You know what I did? I went and
real.
Okay. So I went and saw that, India has other countries next to it, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all these countries in its neighboring area. You know that?
Yeah.
You're from India, right? You're from India, right? So the neighboring countries, there are archaeologists, geologists, who खोदते रहते हैं. They keep digging to see what is happening, what has happened in the past. If anything has happened in the past, it's somewhere buried in the ground. Okay? So what happened was, when they started digging, they found that there's an entire city. Look here. Look at this picture. Can you see my arrow? They found an entire city underground, and they started excavating. और खोदा, और dig किया. They were like, अरे ये तो एक कमरा नहीं है, दो कमरा नहीं है, तीन कमरा नहीं है, ये तो बहुत बड़ी सिटी है. पर ये सिटी कहाँ से आई? Then they thought, there was a book likhi hai ages back, 1,000,000 years ago, from Indian continent. That book supposedly is called Itihasa. Itihasa literally means history, but Itihasa actually is made up of 3 words. Means iti, ha, sa, means as it happened. So there was a book written millions of years ago which said in this area there was a city called Indus Valley, and then next that was somewhere around northwest side of Indian province. Okay, so when they dug, they saw a city, and they found out that it matches with 8,000-year-old book, actually 1,000,000-year-old book, that says there was a city, a huge city, that happened on the northwest side. While these people were excavating in the south of India, before tsunami came, there was a huge tsunami that had come, that wiped off everything. A flood had come not that long ago. Are you aware of that? No? Okay, then a flood came somewhere around 2004, December. So there is a city in south of India called Mahabalipuram. In that Mahabalipuram, only this much is seen. If you go there right now, you will see only this much structure. But when a huge tsunami had come in, huh?
You're able to listen, right?
Thanks.
Okay.
But Hindi.
Huh?
I can understand Hindi.
Oh, you cannot understand Hindi?
Oh, Raja Kunal, oh my God, the way you spoke Hindi, I thought you already knew.
I don't know Hindi well, I know little.
Okay, let me make sure. You understood this excavation happened in a northwest country called Pakistan, and they dug out an entire city from there. Okay, when they
know Pakistan.
entire city, they realized this location matches exactly in a book called Itihasa Ramayana that was written 1 trillion years ago. So first match happened that there is this book called Ramayana. It states there should be a city in this area, and they started digging, and they did find a city over there. And that book was called Ramayana. While this was happening, listen, one aspect this happened. Another aspect of south happened. What happened was there's a city called Mahabalipuram in South India. Okay, you with me? You with me? You're following? Give me a thumbs up if you're understanding. There was a city in India, South, called Mahabalipuram. So before the flood happened in 2004, there was a huge water that receded from the land, and it exposed certain part of this hidden city underwater. You see this? This is how it looks right now. But when a tsunami came, huge water receded back and a huge city surfaced. That huge city surface looked somewhat like this before when the water receded. And when the water came back, it went submerged again in this fourth picture. So there was an excavator called Graham Hancock. What he did was he dove underwater and he started looking at different structures. So there was an entire city underwater, basically a city that matched the same dates, the date of this other city that I just showed you in Pakistan. They had lot of carvings, lot of coins, artifacts that showed as if they had trade between the countries that we now know as Sri Lanka, China, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Northern India. So the excavation that happened here, Raja, and here, they had similarities. You follow? You follow? They have similarities. You follow? So when they started looking at this, but yeah, where is the similarity coming from? Then they looked at this book called Ramayana. And they said, this book Ramayana already states all these things, which we are just now excavating. How is that possible? Right? And that book suggested that ages back, somewhere around 2000, 5,000, 8,000 years before Christ, there was an entire kingdom named Kosala. Kosala had a capital called Ayodhya. Ayodhya is where the Rama was born. The book states.
I know Ayodhya.
Ha, Raja?
I know Ayodhya.
You know Ayodhya. See? That
I have a Rama book and I watch Rama.
Very good. Now I'll show you where that Rama actually was born. You see this map? You see this map? Now in this map, you see there was a city, there was a kingdom called Kosal, sorry. In that Kosal, there was a capital called Ayodhya. In that Ayodhya is where Lord Rama was born. And during that time, you had multiple cities or multiple kingdoms around it, like Pushkavati, Gandhar, Hastinapur, Mahishmati, all these places. These were neighboring cities next to it. Okay. And do you know, during that time, they were having trades of all sorts of wheat, barley, melon. They used to interact all that. They even had jewelry. They used to raise animals. They even traded in ivory. All that used to happen during that time. And this is a time during Ramayana. And all the excavation that I just showed you, that excavation proved all of this. That said, oh, there's a coin. Oh, there's this artifact. Oh, there's this jewelry. Oh, there's this method of pieces and artifacts that we had. That shows that this city was really expansive. So that was our first proof that something existed, right? First proof that something existed. But now when we started looking at the book in detail, if this book matches on the geography, that this city existed in the south, this existed in the north, what else is there in this book? What else is there in this book? So this book also suggested that there is a country called Sri Lanka, down South India. Do you know there's a country called
Lanka is where Ravan is, and Ravan took Sita. Sita's husband is Ram, and Ram showed the arrow to Ravan, and Ravan got dead, and Sita was in heaven.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Do you know where in Sri Lanka he kept? Do you see this rock? This actually is a cave in Sri Lanka. Even today, apparently, archaeologists went and tested this rock. This is the rock. This cave is where Cobra Hood Cave, mentioned in that Ramayana book. Cobra Hood Cave is where he first kept Sita. You follow?
Yeah.
You follow, Raja? You see this rock here? This is currently in Sri Lanka. If you take your visa and go to Sri Lanka, you can actually find this over there.
I have a book of Ram, and there's Ravan in there.
And this, you see, this is part to prove that it's not fiction. It exists. This place exists. Very good, Raja.
And there was one monkey called Hanuman. Hanuman helped Ram to get his Sita back, but it was too late before Sita got saved because.
Correct. Excellent. There's one more proof. In the Ramayana book, they said that time elephants used to be 4 tusks. When Hanumana went to Sri Lanka,
Yeah, but that is everything that you go. What do you want to do?
Four tusks.
So I can like while it's going, so I can
Guarding his palace. But that is what Ramayana book says, that 4-toothed elephant were there. But how do we know that is true? Then archaeologists actually found fossil remains of 4-tusked elephants. See, another proof that Ramayana is true. That means it is not false. Do you know 4-tusked elephant existed somewhere around, as per archaeology, 12 to 1.6 million years ago? And Ramayana also happened a million years ago. So these are certain proofs that Ramayana is fact. It's not a fiction. What I'm showing you are proofs that have exist today while you are living. That Ramayana is not a fact. Ramayana is actually Ramayana is a fact, sorry, not a fiction. Okay. So another last evidence that I want to show you guys is, do you know India and Sri Lanka has a bridge?
I already know that.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I saw that a lot of times.
Okay, let me show you something real quick. Can you see? So there are some stones. You heard, na? Rama.
Yes, I heard all of that. Yeah, they made it rocks, and they crossed the bridge to Lanka.
Right, but look at this. Look at this rock floating. These are limestone rocks. These are actual rock that picked from there and tested and put it in water. They are still floating. That bridge still exists. That's what I'm. So this is a proof of this Ram Setu beta. Ram bridge rather. Hold on. Okay. This Ram bridge jo hai, or Ram Setu as it's called, Ram Setu means bridge. Okay. He created with the help of army of one Manush. Vanar bol diya gaya. वो बोलते monkey, but actually monkey नहीं थे. उनको बोलते थे, they were actually not monkey. They were one Manush, means the people dweller. They were neon, if I can pronounce it correctly. There's a before human race. There's a N से नाम आता है. मेरे को भी उसका pronunciation. Those were the people. They were forest dwellers. So one Manush थे, वो वानर हो गया वाल्मीकि रामायण में. But this is how they made the bridge. You see this bridge? This actually exists. You can even see it today. It's a 30-kilometer bridge. And you are right, Kunal and Ruthvi, you guys are right. Ram, when Ravan kidnapped Sita, you know what route he took? Do you know what route he took?
He become the god, and then he said to Sita, I need some, and then he put something to Sita's eyes, and Sita fall down on Ravan, and Ravan took Sita and pulled her, and she came in some she fired her all the way to Lanka. And but one bird came and made Ravan go down, but then Ravan came back up again.
Excellent. Now I'll show you where in India all of this happened. So here Ram was born. Okay, he went and did his exile. When he went to his exile, then he took the forest route called Dandaka forest, where he killed a lot of Rakshasas. He stayed there for 10 years. After that, he meets that bird, that Jatayu, that bird you're talking about.
I know that. I know Jatayu.
Yeah.
And Jatayu's brother came and told Hanuman, is my brother okay?
Excellent, 100% correct. But this is where he met. If you see the map, this is where he met Jatayu. After that, he went further. This is where Jatayu fell after Ravan killed him. This is called Lipakshi. That's Lipakshi in India. And as Rama kept tracing, then he took this route, and then he found Sita sitting right here. This is his map. This is a GPS. This is how he took the route from the forest on to Sri Lanka. Okay. And do you know Ramayana is actually why it's called Ramayana? Ramayana actually, Raja, means Ram and Ayana. It has two words in it, Ram and Ayana. Ram is the name of the person. Ayana means journey. The word means journey or movement. So literal translation of Ramayana is Ram's journey. Follow? So it's Ram's journey called Ramayana because the word Ayana means journey. Okay.
Okay. I have a picture of Hanuman right here in this book. And he's helping Sita.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. And do you know where that happened? It happened right here. You see the map? You see my arrow?
I have that page in my book.
Yeah.
Page in my book.
Yeah.
And Hanuman got very big.
Yes, correct.
Hanuman got very big, and this is
yes, correct. Absolutely correct. Very good.
And he found a Rakshas. He found a Rakshas.
Excellent. There's one more thing I want you to know. Do you know Rama's kingdom was not restricted to this map here? This is India's map. Who knows this is India's map? You guys know this is India's map? Very good. You guys, Ruthvi,
I have a map in my I have a map, and there's
now I'm telling you this is India's map. But Rama's kingdom was not only for this continent. It was wider. It was India, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, South Africa, Afghanistan, Turkestan, this entire South Asian region, that entire block belonged to Rama's kingdom. And they used to do business. You know how US does business with other countries, Canada, Japan, right? We get cards from Japan, right? We get cards from Germany. US is doing business with different countries. Rama kingdom also did business through and through. Okay. But you guys know about Rama's bow and arrow? Do you know what was special about Rama's bow? What was special about his bow? Was it did you know his bow and arrow? He never missed his target. Never missed his target. You didn't know, Ruthvi? You didn't know he never missed his target? So now you know. But do you know why he never missed his target? Did he have a magical bow? Do you think he had a magical bow? Or do you think it was an advanced technology? It was an advanced technology, and I'll show you how.
Sorry, my sister was calling.
कोई बात नहीं राजा. So Rama's bow was actually, it was said that in the book it says that he could pierce even the 7. You see this picture here? These
Yeah.
are like 7 trees, and Rama could straight away cut all of them and still hit the target. That is how precise his bow was. But how was he able to do that? What kind of advanced technology the millions of years ago they had? So, if you ever, do you guys have the toy car which you pull back and it goes zoom? Do you have a car that you pull back? Who has a car that you pull back and it goes zoom? Prithvi, you have a car like that? You have a car like that? Kunal, you
No.
have a car that you pull back, like you first pull it back and then you go zoom.
Yeah. I forgot
That,
that.
yeah, that car, when you pull back, it goes fast, right? Like
Yeah.
that. Right? So if you see as Ram's bow, it was not a regular bow. Look at his bow. His bow had something over here looking like a wheel, but it's not a wheel. There is something peculiar in his bow. Look at this. If you, today's world, when you, there's a sport called archery, right? You guys know there's a sport called archery? Just
Yeah.
like there's basketball, there's a sports called archery, bow and arrow. So today is also there's something called pulley. They put wheels over here and use as a pulley, and they hit the target with it. It gives a punch and a speed to the arrow, and it hits the target, piercing it. Okay, so even though if you see compound bow, Wikipedia says that only 1966 is when it first made. But look at this temple carving. This temple carving is at least 1,000-year-old. It depicts the presence of a certain mechanism. Oh, you will
Focus.
let's look at his bow much better. What is this here? What is this here? This is actually nothing but gears. Who has mountaineering bike? Anybody has bike? You guys have bike? Mountaineering, and you can increase and decrease the speed on your bike. Do you have very good. So in that bike, some bikes have something called gear. That gear kya karta hai? What does it do? It speeds up the process. It speeds up the power. It gives a power to go fast. Like in the car. In your pullback car, when you push it back and it goes forward, because it has something called gear mechanism. Okay. Rama's bow also had a gear mechanism. So it had a gear aligned, and it also had something called strings. You see this? We call loose strings. These loose strings were silencers in his bow. Silencer means they will absorb the shock and the noise vibration. Look how technical his Rama's bow was. It was not a regular wooden bow with a string. It is a high technology, heavy bow with gears, silencer string, and a huge huge setup. As you can see, it needed reinforcements. Okay, but my question is, why should an arrow is simple, right? Arrow is what? A simple straight line, light, weight, right? Why does Rama need something heavy machinery to fight an arrow? Why would somebody need that? Any idea? Why would Rama need a bow like that? Kunal, why would Rama need a bow like that? You're talking, I can't hear, beta. You're on mute.
Ravana's sword. He can sword. So and the sword is so powerful. So both the stuff are same powerful.
That is correct. But why does he need it to be so powerful? Because the answer lies in his arrow. If you look at Rama's arrow, it doesn't look like a regular arrow. Look how regular arrow looks like, straight.
Because
But Ram's arrow doesn't. It's not long. It's not thin, right?
because Ram's arrow is so powerful because Ram makes the bow very powerful.
The bow is powerful. For a powerful bow, you need a powerful arrow. But those arrows were actually missiles. That is why when he targeted that missile on his bow, which had a gear in it, and he hit it, it could cut 7 trees in a row and still not miss a target. Because his arrows were missiles. They were not regular arrows that we get in the store for archery. They were missiles. That's why he needed a gear system to hold on to it and shoot it. All of this is written in the book. Okay.
You can ask the question.
What, bacha? I'm not understanding. Say that again.
You can ask the question. What's missiles? Ask the question.
What is a missile?
Very good question. Missiles are certain defense mechanisms. Have you seen NASA launching a rocket? Have you seen a rocket launch?
I saw a lot of them.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you've seen a rocket launch, Rajay, it needs a push or a missiles are certain powerful. How do I explain it to you? Missiles are certain powerful things. They are designed to hit a target. They're very heavy artillery, like US weapon, US army, US aircraft. All of these people use it to defend our borders. It's an artillery. Bichare, I think artillery, Kunal Raja. Missile is something that is used for hitting a target when you are in a war.
Okay.
When you are in a war. We don't use it as a toy. Missile is something that's used in a war. Submarines use it, aircraft use it,
Okay.
land tanks use it.
Okay.
And Rama used a certain type of missile sitting on his bow to hit the target. Harith, you have a question, bache?
Yes. Are we going to have class today?
There is no craft today, Shusha. Today's only story to discussion. I want to learn from you, na? What Rama's bow was, what his arrow was, how his kingdom looked like. Did you know about his bow and arrow? Who knew about his bow and arrow? Oh, now you know.
You learned
Very
it today.
good. Sia, you have a question, na?
Yeah, well, not really. I'm gonna admit it. I don't know what that word is. What was it? What? It started with an M.
Missile? The
Missile, right? Missile. And he said that missiles are basically what are used for war. So I'm just helping you.
I have a question.
You can like
For your
just
turn.
explain it as it's a weapon.
Yes, it is a weapon. Yes, that's absolutely
It's a
correct.
weapon.
Missile is a weapon that never misses its target. And even today's world, we use it for defending our borders. Thank you, Sia. In today's world, we also use it for defending our borders.
You can ask question.
Do you have any other question?
She's asking.
If anyone shoots an arrow at Ram will not get hurt. He will bleed, but he won't get hurt because Ram is very powerful.
He is. Look at his bow and arrow. He's definitely very powerful. In fact, Ravana was also very powerful. So what he did was he did attack Ram. He was able to make Lakshman also unconscious because even Rama's bow, even Ravana's bow and arrow were not simple.
Ravan and Ram have the same power from the bow and arrow. So they're the same power.
So how what?
So Ram and Ravan have bows which are very powerful. Ram's bow is powerful, but Ravan's bow is powerful.
Yes, that is the entire reason why Vishnu himself, Ramayana says Vishnu had to himself come down on earth to fight Ravana because nobody else could fight him and defeat him. So yes,
Hanuman,
Ravana's bow and arrow was also very powerful, but
Hanuman,
say again, Raja.
Hanuman is very powerful. Hanuman is very powerful than Ram because Hanuman is the most top god.
Hanuman is the most top god. Okay, Raja, that is also okay. But yes, you're right. During that time, it's called Treta Yuga. In history, that's called Treta Yuga. People used to be very tall, not your height, my height. Okay, people used to be taller that time. Okay, so the height of Rama, Hanuman, and Hanuman was taller than Rama. That's what the legend goes. Hanuman was taller than Rama, and Hanuman could shape shift.
Hanuman and Kumbhakaran is very big.
Are you know so much, Kunal, so proud. Yes, Kumbhakaran was also very huge. He was very.
I have a book. I have Kumbhakaran's picture in this book.
You, what is your favorite character? Looks like you've read everything. I'm very happy. What is your favorite
I
character?
like Shivan Hanuman.
You like Hanuman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, this is Romila. How are you? I know he's asking you too many questions. I'm sorry about that.
No, sorry. This is an interactive session. I want kids to ask me as many questions as they want. Ask me anything you like.
Oh yeah, that's why I told him to join and listen. That is his favorite topic.
I like God more than anything. I'm so interested in gods. In anything except gods.
Very nice, but then explore, always explore, ask questions, ask as many questions. If there are no
if I even see real Ram, I'll tell him millions and billions of questions.
Yes, so you can definitely ask him that. You can definitely ask him that. So do you know that Diwali actually, just like you like Rama, there are many other people who know Rama and like Rama. You're from India, right? You're all from India heritage, right? But there
I'm from America.
are other countries who also celebrate Diwali. Did you know that?
I celebrate Diwali.
You celebrate Diwali, yes, it is obvious. You celebrate Diwali. But do you Indonesia also celebrated Diwali?
I do.
You do? Very good, very good.
Some of my friends at school celebrate Diwali.
Yes, Raja. But what I'm telling you is they're beyond India, there are other countries that celebrate Diwali too, like Indonesia. Indonesia is actually a Muslim country. In today's world, it is Muslim country. It was not a Muslim country way back. It was under Ram's rule. So when the excavation happened, even in Indonesia, they found similar artifacts like they found in northern India, southern India. And do you know that even though it's a Muslim country, they still celebrate Diwali over there. And it's a national holiday over there. In Malaysia, they call it Hari Diwali. And in Mauritius, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mauritius, South Africa, Guyana, Nepal, Fiji, Myanmar, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Trinidad, Tobago, Japan, they all celebrate Diwali. Not just India. Did you know that?
Huh?
Hasia, you have a question?
No, I'm just nodding my head like madly. So I say, yeah, I know it.
Okay. So these are all the countries besides India that celebrates Diwali, just like how you and I do. And not only Hindus, sometimes even Sikh and Jain, they all celebrate Diwali. Literally all of them. So you guys know a lot. You guys know a lot about Diwali already. I hope you learned something new today about his bow and arrow and the excavation that the proofs. So he's not a fiction, Kunal. Diwali is not a fiction at all.
It's true. I know that.
Now you know. Okay, very good. Excellent.
And I know where heaven is. People think heaven is some place, but heaven is actually the moon because I because I saw a picture of heaven, and that looked so similar like moon. Okay.
Oh my God! Next time, maybe you should show me the picture of heaven. I really have to see it.
Oh yeah, I'll send you million pictures. You'll see you'll see the same thing.
I
You'll
will.
see moon. I'll send you
Definitely.
a picture of moon and heaven. You'll see they're the same thing.
Okay, Raja, I believe you. I believe you with so much conviction. Always have conviction like you are doing right now. Always look for answers. Always never settle for something and look for answers yourself. Look for answers in your own history. The
I know.
culture you belong to, that we all come from, is actually very rich, is very varied, it's very,
Yeah.
very knowledgeable. So go
I
explore,
know.
learn your own language and go explore that place. Read all the books you can. Okay?
I know. I know. I know. Ram has 3 brothers.
He did. He did. What was his name?
4 brothers. I know
Yes.
Ram has 4 brothers. Actually.
Total 4 brothers, including Ram. Okay. That's
Ram
correct.
is then will be 5. But yeah, because Ram is also
Ram plus
no 5. I mean 4. Yeah. 4.
Can you name them?
Can you name them? Do you know the name?
Ram, Lakshman,
Bharat. Very good.
other one.
Shatrugna.
Huh?
Shatrugna.
So
Shatrugna.
Yeah. Yep.
I
So
don't know the I
that's
don't know the other ones.
the Shatrugna.
Other ones.
4 Raja, only 4. So you guys actually know a lot. I'm very, very proud of you, all of you. And today we'll have to stop earlier because there's another session.
What is Ram's father name?
Dashrath. His name was Dashrath.
Yes, I know.
You know? Do you
Yeah,
know?
I just forgot. I just forgot that. I have Dashrath's picture in his book.
Dashrath was ruling here. He was
I have a lot of pictures of the Ram and Lakshman. I have a lot of
in the map here, where Dashrath was a king of which country?
wait on this map I can see.
Look at what I'm pointing. Kaushal Naresh. And then Ayodhya. Ayodhya is where was the capital of Kaushal Naresh.
I can also see Lanka. I can see Lanka from here.
You can see Lanka.
I can see Ram even. I can see Ram in Lanka. And I can see Ram's place in Lanka. I can see Ram Ayodhya in Lanka.
Yes, Raja. He used to rule this. Dashrath used to rule here in Kaushal, and this is where the Rama was born. And these are the neighboring cities that he was overseeing. Eventually, he started ruling the entire world. Yeah, this was Rama's kingdom. From India, China, Afghanistan, all of this, Myanmar, Malaysia.
I can't believe to see this.
Yeah, all of this was Rama's kingdom.
I have a Ram picture right here.
You can see Havvisha, Kunal needs another session. He is so intrigued by this and interested. Such smart kids in this class. Unfortunately, we have to conclude the session today, parents, whoever is around their kids. We have another event coming up for Students' Achievements Awards at 5. So we need the Zoom for that, unfortunately. So we will probably have another one. Havvisha is just such a subject matter expertise on this. I mean, whenever her availability allows and our sessions allow, we'll probably have another one This one doesn't mind a repetition, right? This one deserves a repetition. This is so much work together by you, Havvisha. Thank you so much.
I hope you guys
So much.
enjoyed and learned.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you all enjoyed with Kunal. I'm Kunal's mom speaking. Ramala.
I have a
Hi, Harsha. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank
Let's see if he has more questions, and you will have more sessions. So he will come, and yeah, he's interested
I
in Ramayana.
have more questions.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Sure. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for such a good session. They will put one more session.
I have
They'll put
one more
one.
question.
Okay, one question you can ask.
I have a picture of Hanuman, Ravan, Ram,
She
Lakshman.
cannot see. She cannot see. You can show.
Look, I have a picture of Hanuman, Ram, Lakshman, Ravan, and the other page I see Hanuman and Sita. Like next page Ram. A lot of pictures.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. We'll have another session. Sorry,
Sure.
Harsha.
Next one
Okay.
Ram and
Okay.
Ram and Lakshman. Next one Ram, Hanuman and Lakshman.
Okay. Good.
Bye-bye.
Cutie pie. Yes, we would like to hear from you, Kunal, for sure.
I
Sure.
love
We
it.
yes. Yes. We promise you another session. That's a promise to you, okay? I don't know when that will happen because we can't do 3 Diwali dhamakas in a row because other festivals are coming up.
Yeah.
We got to do justice to that too. But Havvisha auntie will definitely come back with this whole session and she'll answer all your questions. Do you promise, Havvisha auntie? You
Yes,
will do that next time?
Definitely.
All right.
Remember, moon is heaven.
Moon is heaven. Yes, sun is heaven, moon is heaven, and you are heavenly, really, Kunal.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you
Thank you so
so
much.
much. Havvisha,
Thank
thank you,
you.
dear. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Take care. Thank you for good.
Bye. Wow.